How to have the best relationship with your family. Having a great relationship with your family can be difficult at times, especially with life stressors and how busy life can get. But in my opinion, it's important to have a great relationship with your family. So today, I'm going to break down 3 key ways to have the best relationship with your family. My name is Richardson. I'm a coach here at Life on Your Terms, and I make these videos here so you can do exactly that. You can live a life on your terms. So what were those 3 steps I was talking about to having a great relationship with your family? Well, the first one I'm going to share is the building blocks to success in any relationship that you're going to want to hear about. The next one I'm going to talk about is the unspoken rules that a lot of people don't follow. And the third one is what happens as a result of doing the first 2. So you're going to want to stay around until the end to hear about that third one. So what are the building blocks to success in really any relationship? Well, in my opinion, it's communication. Because so frequently we are bad communicators. At least I am sometimes. So what can you do to be a great communicator? Well, practice active listening. When someone in your family is talking to you and telling you about experience, really listen, look into their eyes, display a sense of understanding and empathy through what they are sharing about that situation. Because when you do that, they're gonna feel a strong sense of connection and feel like you really care. And that's what family is about, is to be surrounded by people who really care about your well-being and want the best for you. And this can do that. By practicing active listening, people will feel like you care about what they have to say, and that's what it's all about. The next thing with communication that you need to practice is open and honest communication. Now, this isn't easy to do, but practicing open and honest communication without judgment gets you to the end goal and gets the problem solved as quick as it can be solved. Be direct and be constructive, but be open and honest, because then you can share any downfalls of yourself or what you think your family needs to work on, which will then allow you to fix and improve the relationship, ideally. And one of the third things you can practice with communication is quality time. How does quality time tie into communication? Well, frequently, like I said, life can get so busy that you tend to not see your family. So it takes communication to prioritize scheduling to be together. So I'd encourage you to prioritize scheduling that quality time with your family, and then from there, have meaningful conversations with them while you're spending that time together. And whatever that may be about, it's up to you to define, but spend that quality time. So again, to have very effective communication, you need to display active listening with empathy, be open and honest, and schedule that quality time. Those are 3 keys to communication. Now, what's the second thing I was talking about, those unspoken rules to follow? Well, that's mutual respect. And I think with family, when we have conflicts, some of that mutual respect can fly out the window, and we don't want that. So the first thing to mutual respect is respecting boundaries. So often boundaries get overstepped upon, especially with family, because the excuse is, oh, they're family, I can, go over that boundary. But no, it's very important to communicate your boundaries, ask what their boundaries are, and then respect them on both sides. Maybe it's boundaries about privacy or time or with your children. Whatever it may be, communicate about these boundaries, share back and forth, and then make sure to respect them. Now, the second thing with mutual respect is a supportive environment. Offer emotional support, celebrate each other's victories, and provide help without judgment of each other. So celebrating a victory is a huge thing that I think a lot of families don't do. When someone in your family does something successful, really celebrate that, because that'll make them feel like they are cared for. And that's what you want in family. Also, offer emotional support. When someone in your family is going through a hard time, it can mean a lot to provide that support for them, and it can really change their world. So those few things can really help produce a supportive environment, which contributes to mutual respect. Now, one of the third things you can do for mutual respect is resolve conflicts peacefully. So often conflicts can get blown out of proportion because two family members react in ways maybe they shouldn't have reacted within. So with conflicts, have a willingness to understand the other person's situation, practice some empathy, practice that active listening like I talked about in communication, and find solutions to the problem that are constructive. By doing this, you're going to reduce the huge conflicts that don't even need to be had. So often in my family, conflicts will get blown out of proportion, but when we've really worked on trying to resolve these conflicts in a productive way, that doesn't happen anymore. So having that focus can really be helpful. So again, with mutual respect, solve those conflicts peacefully, have a supportive environment, and respect each other's boundaries. Now, what was that third thing I was talking about that'll happen as a result? Well, that's going to be strong connections that you will develop with your family when you practice mutual respect and communication. By practicing these two things, you're going to develop those really strong connections, creating the best relationships possible with your family. Now, how can you build off of those connections? Well, one thing that's pretty easy to build upon is establish traditions. Some of my friends go to home every weekend and have a good movie night and a meal with their family. That's one of their traditions. Another simple tradition is just having Christmas on a certain day. So everybody knows that's when we're going to come together and we're going to celebrate. And whatever your holiday is, celebrate it. But the point is establishing the traditions behind it. Now, with those traditions, you can also pair that with spending quality one-on-one time with your family. So whenever you can go to lunch with your mom, or go to lunch with your dad, or your brother, or whatever it may be, or your wife, that can create amazing, strong relationships. And it's gonna just make the connection that much higher by spending that quality one-on-one time together. Now, the final thing to do to create those strong connections is have support and work together to overcome and create a sense of unity together as a family. When you come together to overcome life's challenges, that can be very meaningful and create some strong connections.